Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to talk about the APC in this video. It's a very sturdy armored unit that spawns a missile squad upon death. So it actually has 2 lives. And at level 5, this is the base level for the epic vehicle unit. It has a lot of health at 4,000, about 500 right here. The speed is slow. I think that's the biggest issue with this unit. But aside from that, I think the APC is a great unit. And they are great launch pad holders, or if you want to deal with air units, infantry units, or any light vehicles like the rhinos or war dogs, APCs can kind of hold those units off at bay. And once it dies, missile squads spawn as well, so your opponent has to kill it twice, making this unit very annoying. And even though this unit is at level 5, it still took a lot of beating in my matches against my opponent's units that were ranging anywhere from level 9 to level 11. So the APC is a very high health tanky unit, and it's a great and fun unit to use. Let's go ahead and check out some battles.
Challenge battle initiated.
Okay, this will be the first battle. I'll be using Dr. Liang here, as you guys see, and I'll be on the left hand side. My opponent will be on the right hand side as Nod. He'll be using Commander Kane, and I'm going to drop the vision to just my zone right here. Start off with a Harvester, of course, and I've got a War Factory build with the APC. Of course, the APC being from War Factory works very well with War Factory compositions. He goes for Scarabs, and I was pretty surprised by this because, you know, there aren't that many players using the Scarab, but I've been meeting them a lot more recently. I've been seeing more Nod players using the Scarabs, which I find it interesting because I don't think Scarabs, to be honest, are the best. You can easily counter them with Shockwaves, Riflemen, Militants, War Dogs, any very light, cheap units. But anyways, I go for a Pitbull to see if I can kill one of his Harvesters, because I was thinking he might have double Harvesters, and he has 3 Temple of Nod units. So you know this guy is going to probably want to go into double Harvester at some point. And when your Nod opponent goes for Scarabs, it also could mean that he has a lot of Temple of Nod units, just because Scarabs are great for defending early on. You can see I bring down a Shockwave to bait out 2 Scarabs there. So that one Shockwave, even though it died, it killed two Scarabs there. Because if the Scarabs are standing adjacently to each other, just bring a unit that will make the Scarab attack both of them at the same time. And that's a good strategy you can use to deal with these annoying bugs. And always be on top of your game. Get onto the launch pads quick when you're dealing with the Scarabs, because if your opponent has enough of these bugs onto these launch pads before you can get your units onto it, then you're going to lose that first missile for sure. And that's going to make your game harder, especially if he's going to go for Temple of Nod units. I go for a sturdy APC at this point because he's got a lot of infantry units, and the APCs are also very good against laser squads, even though they will take a beating from them. I go for massed APCs. You guys can see right now. That is exactly what I'm doing. He's got another bug coming up here right in front of my APC, but look at that, a level 5 APC actually takes a hit from half of the Scarab. Now, my APC actually killed one of the bugs before the second bug was able to launch itself, so that's why my APC did survive. And it's only a level 5, so it's still very, very sturdy for what it does. But the Flame Tank burned out my missile squads that were spawned there, so I built some Predator tanks to deal with those Flame Tanks that are coming, and my APC will deal with the laser squads while it's in the APC form and not in the missile squad form. But you can see the APC at level 5 is doing a lot to those laser squads, and that's what I'm saying, guys. The APC with a high amount of health just can outlast your opponent for so long. And if you have something like Dr. Liang is great with high health units. The healing drone will heal the APC's massive health back to what it was very quickly due to the percentage healing. But anyways, that's how we win the game here in the first match.
Field control.
Alright, this will be the second match. It's a mirror matchup, GDI versus GDI, and we got the same commanders. And I'm going to go ahead and once again cut down the beat to just my side. This is what I'm saying. We go for a Harvester each. He went for one as well. And I'm going to go into the War Dogs, of course. It's the same War Factory build that I had before in the first game. He has missile squads, so I'm expecting shockwaves. So I build a barrack, and I'm going to try to get a shockwave out as quick as I can. He goes for 2 missile squads. Thinking that I might go for some more War Factory units to take out the Harvester. And I just send out my War Dog to see what's going on his side of the map, to see if there's a Shockwave coming out, and indeed a Shockwave does come out. He does predict me pretty well. He does know that, or he expected my Shockwave to be coming onto that center launch pad. Now I focus fire onto that one Shockwave with my War Dogs as well. And I build a second shockwave to deal with that shockwave trooper of his. We take it out, and he goes for a second harvester here. You guys can see, once again, this guy is a triple tech lab player with the Orca bomber. That build is, I see that build a lot, guys, and I definitely remember that the same build where they bring in some cheap barrack units, one Orca bomber, and 3 tech lab units to a lot of those Rivals Blitz games. But anyways, going back to the game here, I'm definitely going to try to take out his harvester as best as I can here. 1 or 2 should be fine. So I send double pit bulls to the top. He sends out 2 missile squads. And that first harvester should go down here to my pit bull as he does not move it away. And I'm going to try to build some APCs. So right now the game is going well for me. And I just want to build as many APCs as I can because I wanted to test out the APC's power, even though they were at level 5. So I just keep building a lot of APCs this game. That's what I do. So I built like 3 APCs, which was a bad move because he had a Wolverine up, and I saw this, and he had missile squads as well. And even though APCs are good against missile squads, you can see they don't do very much against Wolverines. I'm focused firing that missile squad, that Wolverine with all of my MLRs, with my APCs. I'm not even focusing on the launch pad right now, because I was like, hey, you know what, I'll let him have this missile. I'm just testing out the APC's power. But you can see the APC, of course, because it's also at level 5, it is really struggling to kill that Wolverine at level 9. But it does pretty well for what it's at for at level 5. I lose the second missile here, which I shouldn't have, and I definitely should have not spammed 3 APCs, but I just really wanted to test out the APC power this game. So I end up doing a lot of silly stuff here. I sent the Predator tank up north to the Zone Trooper. Definitely shouldn't have done that. Of course, Zone Troopers will destroy Predator tanks. They'll also take out missile squads in their own. So definitely having anti-infantry support like the Shockwave was necessary. And so I just played the game very poorly in the second part, just because I really wanted to try out that APC, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna lose at this point anyways, so I just let him win. Just try some latch ditch attempt there by sending in some War Dogs. But you can see the APCs, they're very sturdy. What I should have probably done was move all of my APCs onto that middle launch pad, because I had 3 of them, and not allow his Wolverine to step onto the launch pad, because they're very good at holding that zone, the launch pads, so your opponent can't move on top of that tile, and that possibly would have allowed me to capture the second missile. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the third game.
Challenge battle initiated.
Alright, this will be the third game, and once again, I am using Dr. Liang, and my opponent will be GDI once again with Colonel, no, not Colonel Jack. I keep trying to say her name as Colonel Jackson. But I know it's Lieutenant Strongarm. I think Colonel Jackson's name and Lieutenant Strongarm's name are just so similar. I don't know why. It's not similar at all. It's completely different. But anyways, we both have War Factory units here from the start. Interestingly enough, if you look at my opponent, he only has 1 War Factory unit, the War Dog. And then he has a Jump Jet squad, and he's got a machine gun team from his barracks. And he's got 3 Tech Lab units with the scary Juggernaut artillery. So he has a very interesting composition, and what he's probably going to try to do is build double harvesters or protect his harvesters with the machine gun squad and the jump jets, so he can fortify himself and then get Juggernauts up with the Wolverines, and he'll be bombarding me from far range, because the machine gun squad also has a 3 tile range, or 2 tile range, I believe. Yeah, so there you go. You already see that machine gun squad getting up there. He's got a jump jet squad immediately going against my Predator tanks here. And of course, jump jet squads are great against tanks. And so he's going to deal with my tanks very easily on the left-hand launch pad. But I bring my Shockwave this time with my tank to deal with that jump jet squad while trying to take out the War Dogs with my tank. Because, of course, those jump jets are a bit of a problem right now. He's got 3 units on the launch pad. I barely killed that War Dog right there at the end there. He pretty much almost got that missile there, and he rushes in another War Dog, but with my Shockwave, I kill that jump jet just in time, and I build a Dr. Liang drone. The healing drone completely saved me there in the last second, so I had actually 3 units on the launch pad securing me that missile. So that's one little cool trick you can do with Dr. Liang's healing drone, and I try to heal that Predator tank as much as I can to deal with that machine gun squad. and it does a fair bit of amount of damage. Now his jump jets are trying to get onto my tanks here, and he builds war dogs and jump jets constantly, and I believe at this point he already has, yeah, he has double harvesters. I don't know that he has double harvesters because I didn't see it, but he has double harvesters. I might have seen it, but I don't think I really paid attention. So he's really trying to get out those tech lab units at this point. You can see that Wolverine is coming out to deal with my shockwaves, but the Predator tank is very, very good against Wolverine. And right now, I'm not really seeing a chance to build an APC. I could build an APC, but once again, guys, you guys know that APCs are very poor against Wolverines, especially when his Wolverines are double the level. And pretty much at this point, Missile's almost done, and he's got one Juggernaut, but we are going to win the game here.